Peace everyone and welcome. Today is a very exciting day for me because it is officially day 21 of my 21-day challenge with no caffeine. I have not had any coffee, any soda over the last 21 days, and it has definitely been a insightful 21-day challenge. My thoughts going into it, some of them were confirmed, some of them were just wrong or incomplete thoughts. And then there were a lot of things that I did not anticipate going into this 21-day challenge that I gained from it. I want to share a lot of that stuff with you, the ups and downs, through the challenge, and also explain again why I took on this challenge. If you haven't watched my last video, I took on this 21-day challenge to go without caffeine for two reasons. Number one, I really felt like I was beyond that threshold of kind of enjoying caffeine and using it for what it's intended or within moderation. I felt like I was always drinking coffee, always drinking soda, and it would affect my mood. It would affect what I felt like was my ability to move throughout the day and to feel good about my day. I was just using it too heavily as a crutch, and so I wanted to go without it. I wanted to see what life would be like without coffee, without caffeine. Now, over the last 21 days, plenty of people have shared their opinion that they think it's irrelevant. Why would I do something like that? And for me, I'm glad that I did it. Like I said, it was something that I don't think I would have fully understood unless I experienced it. And now that I have experienced it, I am looking forward to continuing on with this challenge and kind of branching off into maximizing it and seeing what else I can introduce now that this is off the table, now that caffeine is off the table. So that was number one. Number two, I really felt like it was a huge and important vehicle in adding to my stress. So when we're tired, when we're not feeling up to stuff, but we feel like we have to keep going, we almost sabotage ourselves with adding more and more to our plate. This is what I was turning to help push through those tired moments. I wasn't enjoying the ebb and flow to life, the on the gas, off the gas of life. I was just constantly on the gas, constantly trying to go, do. And I wasn't really enjoying life. I was just kind of like making my way through life. And I was using coffee and caffeine as my way to like push through and to do more. So I looked at that and I wanted to flip everything on its head, take this vehicle, take this thing that I felt had kind of passed its comfort level and its area of therapy or therapeutic level, and just see what life would be like without it. So going into the 21-day challenge, the first 5 days, I felt liberated. I felt awesome. I felt like the challenge was almost going too easy. I was like high-fiving myself. I was telling my wife like how easy it was, and it was exciting. Like I said, I shared it with social media. I was feeling very motivated, but like many of the things that we get extremely motivated and excited about, those things start to dissipate over time. They may not go away completely, but that excitement level, where we're at all the way up here with it, starts to dwindle. And then that's where the other areas start to show their face, where I would say from day 6 probably through 15, I really experienced that reasoning mind. And I would associate it with the stages of grief. We go through anger, denial, depression, bargaining, and then finally acceptance. Maybe not in that order, but in some sequence of that, where we're trying to tell ourselves, and that voice in our head is just trying to get us to go back to how things used to be. So if you think about like the stages of grief, a lot of times we associate that with the loss of a family member, of a friend, of a pet, some type of significant loss in our life. We go through that grief. And obviously I'm not dead, I'm still here, but a version of myself was dying. And so that reasoning mind was still coming into play. I mean, I was going through everything from, John, this is a stupid challenge, like just go back to how things used to be. So many people were telling you that it's a stupid challenge. Depression, feeling like, how did I get to this point? Why am I so dependent on this substance? Anger, this is a stupid challenge, like why did you set yourself up for this? Again, all of these things till you finally get to that end of acceptance. And even when you get to that point, it's not like those other 4 areas don't come back to try to attempt to get you to go back. Because after day 15, probably 16 through today, day 21, I started to experience that end of the challenge feeling, that excitement again of, hey, you're almost done, you can almost go back to how things used to be. But as I evaluated the 21 days, personally, I really felt like and feel that this is a better way for me to live, because obviously one of my main focuses, I just came out with a Head Start program on how to lower and mitigate stress, which I applied to this 21-day challenge, and it has helped me to lower my stress by taking this go-go juice off the table and introducing these other aspects of how to handle my day, how to generate organic energy and natural energy, all the way down to sometimes you just need to rest. Sometimes you just need to take your foot off the gas pedal and relax, and you can't get to that thing. Or you have to say no to that group of friends. I can't go to hang out tonight because I have to wake up early in the morning and I need to have energy. I don't have that crutch to rely on. So it's a lot easier for us to kind of go back to how things used to be, or to go back to that aid. It's a lot more challenging for us to have to tell people no. It takes a lot of personal confidence to say, no, I can't do that, or no, I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna do stuff for myself. A lot of times we're so interested in helping other people and doing things for other people because it takes away from us having to do stuff for ourselves. Sometimes we look at it as shameful, as guilt, because you're so selfish to be doing things for yourself and not for others. Now, again, there's an ebb and flow to life. You should do things for others, but you should also be doing things for yourself. Where is that balance coming into play? And this was definitely something that opened up my eyes to doing stuff for myself. It showed me how much I was trying to take on, how much I was trying to do for others, and not prioritizing doing things for myself. This focused 21-day challenge on doing things for myself made it to the point where either I was going to give in and start drinking coffee to get that energy level, or I was going to commit or stay committed and just remain doing things for myself. And I'm happy to report my family's still there, my friends are still there. Nothing was catastrophic over those 21 days where I had to say no. I was able to maybe do it in other ways or a different day. You know, we get so fixated on one way of thinking, our own personal perspective and point of view, that if it doesn't go that way, we think our world is going to fall apart. And it's just not the case. And it's crazy to think that all of this has stemmed from a 21-day challenge without caffeine. But as you go through these true challenges, as you really challenge yourself and flip your world upside down, you start to see things from a new perspective because you're changing your perspective. And, you know, I'm excited that I did this 21-day challenge, and I'm excited that moving forward, I'm not going to go back to that reasoning mind and give into my, my old way of being. This has been my best friend over the last 21 days. I drink about 2 or 3 of these full of water. I was missing like taste in the morning, so I would have lemon water with honey just to have some type of flavor and not just the constant water every single day. So sometimes you got to get creative with it, but however you have to do it to commit to it, you do it, and you get creative and you figure it out. And moving forward, to stay away from that idea of going back to drinking coffee, I'm going to extend this 21-day challenge and introduce having green juice 3 times a week or 3 times every 7 days over the next 21 days, and see what that does for me. See what having a green juice, introducing something that, again, reduces my stress, it increases my health and increases my immune system, increases my fight against cancer cells. Again, you can read all types of positive effects that there is on consuming green juices versus a caffeinated and a acidic drink. All right, that green juice or the lemon water makes you more alkalytic and maintains that homeostasis, that constant battle between acid and alkalytic bases that bring a balance, right? So a lot has been learned, a lot has been experimented, a lot has been challenged and questioned on my end. It really surprised me how much I gained from just giving up coffee. It opened up a lot of like consciousness to the unnecessary stress that I was taking on. Again, it confirmed that I was using this as a vehicle to constantly go. And I am also going to be starting another 21-day challenge. One downfall that I was speaking with one of my clients is that the 21-day challenge takes a lot of time. But you have to remember that as you break down these single most important challenges and you start to build on them, you're building this structure. You're building a house. You're building a fence, nice and slow, making sure that the measurements are correct, that the nail placements are correct, that the materials are correct, the sequence is correct. All of those things are correct. Where if we just try to like steamroll and go through these things as quickly as we possibly can, things are going to be missed, mistakes are going to be made, and that's where we start to see our own sabotage, our own demise, because we don't take that time for ourselves. We don't think that we're worthy of taking this much time and really preparing a slow but thorough process. We think that the only way to do it is an overnight success. You know, we believe in Instagram and all these people becoming instant millionaires or instantly happy. It does happen like that from time to time, but the statistics, the likelihood is that the slow process is the guaranteed process, that we can sustain and maintain this change for the rest of our lives, and not just something that's like a flash in the pan and it's gonna last. It's gonna make this big display of attention and then go away. So 21-day challenge, it does take a lot of time, but it allows you to build up this structure, this plan, slowly, methodically, and built to last. So stay tuned for my next 21-day challenge. It's going to be something that is more of a mental challenge, something that is still going to require me to make myself a priority, to make my time a priority, to make sure that I'm managing my time effectively and appropriately, and still maintaining my work schedule, maintaining my family, maintaining my outside endeavors, my business, my real estate portfolio, my stocks, everything that I work on, and still be able to make time for myself. There is an abundance of all of that stuff. We just have to accept it. We have to allow that it's a possibility for ourselves in our life, and we do that through this process. Again, not what a lot of people want to hear. They want that instant, hey, I'll pay you $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, and you just make me happy. We have to do it through ourselves. You can find ways. You can pay for education. I still pay for education, but if you don't do the work, if you don't get yourself out of your frame of thinking, that personal and single point of view, you're going to stay fixed in that position, and that's not living. That's being rigid. Okay, rigid is not living. Being mobile, being flexible, that's how we are able to live. So a lot from this 21-day challenge. Like I said, I definitely did not expect to learn this much from it. As far as the caffeine itself, I don't miss it. I don't feel like I need it anymore. I still have that temptation when I'm driving past a Dunkin' Donuts. The other day I went to the mall and there was 3 Starbucks locations outside of the food court. And it's almost genius that they do this, because if they were placed, first of all, if they only had one location, there'd only be one place to get your coffee, right? And if they position that in the food court, the aroma from the coffee wouldn't be as effective or as powerful, because you would have the smells from the pizza place, the McDonald's, from the Chinese place, and you wouldn't be able to smell it as effectively. So what they do is they take the Starbucks or the Dunkin' and they put it outside of the food court, so that as you're walking around the corner, you can smell the aroma, and it triggers that response of, hey, I could use a coffee right now, or I need a coffee, and you give into it. I had that smell, that aroma. I came around the corner. Of course, it triggered that in my mind, but I built up enough resilience to it that I knew I didn't need it. I had my water with me. Again, another huge crutch. You could say that I'm using this as a crutch, but for me, I see it as a much healthier and less sabotaging crutch as I was using coffee for. So increase your awareness to it. If you think this would be an effective challenge to you, give it a go. Definitely try it out. Think about all those challenges. Yeah, sometimes I had some headaches, sometimes I felt really tired, but it's all within your head. If you can find natural ways, if you can take a nap, if you can rest and relax, watch a movie, have downtime, make that time for yourself, it will help you to get through those moments. So definitely add your comments down below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JRSinspires, Facebook.com/JRSinspires, and of course here on YouTube. Add your comments down below and stay tuned for the next 21-day challenge. Until next time, guys, I'm Jonathan. I'm signing out. Peace.